So for buyers, there's a process that I want to share with everybody that's pretty simple, but pretty much applies to almost everybody in this order. The initial step you're going to want to do is you're going to want to conduct a wants and needs analysis. So what is that? Essentially, it's basically the first step on your home buying journey. We're going to sit down with you and discuss kind of what your expectations are, what you're looking for in a home, and really kind of how we can work together to reach your goals and how to basically get you where you want to go. That's the first step of everything. Communication. So in this step, we will sit down and put forward all the things that you really want in the home, what kind of features you're looking for, location, etc. And basically just communicate. We'll communicate with each other, we'll talk, and once this is over and we kind of have an idea of where you stand, we'll be able to much better convey relevant results and really help you find the property that you're searching for. All right, number 2, acquire financing. And this is applicable to most people, although as I'll get to in a second, it may not be. So really, once you know what you want to get in a property, the next thing you're going to want to do is get a pre-approval. Now, why do you want a pre-approval? Well, a pre-approval essentially is kind of a ticket to getting your offer even looked at nowadays, especially in this market. A pre-approval essentially is a letter verifying that you have met the conditions to acquire a loan up to a certain amount from a bank, an independent mortgage loan originator, or other financial institution. Basically what this is this will make you look like a serious buyer, and the sellers will look at your offer. I don't recommend ever going into anything without a pre-approval, and I will strongly discourage it. Now the reason for this is because no seller is going to take you seriously, especially in this market, without a pre-approval, since it's such an important piece of the offer process essentially. It's your ticket to success, and it says that I'm a serious buyer with the means to purchase your property potentially. So when it comes to pre-approval, there are many different options tailored to different people. You can get them from an independent mortgage loan originator, from a bank, really any other financial institution that provides mortgages and loans to buy a home. And these people can be part of credit unions, part of banks, like I said, independent mortgage loan originators, really anyone that you trust that will be able to help you in your financing process. So step 3 is to start searching for homes. And this is really where the fun begins. Why is that? Because, well, now you're looking for homes. What I do personally is I'll get an MLS spreadsheet, so basically just a printout of all new listings, coming soon listings, and other listings on the market that may interest you and meet your criteria that we discussed in step 1. From here, I'll work with your schedule and I'll basically try to make the most efficient use of your time. So what we do is we try to bunch all those different showings into one day and one time frame. So let's say you're free Friday night. I'll do my best to get everything lined up back to back Friday night, and if that works, then awesome, and we can knock out quite a few showings in a very short amount of time. So you can save time, I can save time, and we can continue with the process in the most efficient way possible. Now step 4, not step 5, step 4. Step 4, make an offer. This is the part where when you find that property that we looked at that really kind of just checks all the boxes and just works for you, this is where you're going to make an offer. And the important thing about this is it. You get to make an offer. The main thing here is that when we find that property that really checks all the boxes for you and really strikes a chord with you personally, that's when it's time to start putting in offers. An offer basically is a formal request to buy your property with terms that we work together to create. The price, the terms of the sale, the length of the sale, contingencies, all of that is put into an offer, and this is where we work together to kind of find what's going to work for you, what you're comfortable doing, and what I personally think will be able to give you the best chances of getting that property. Step 5, open escrow. So once your offer is accepted, I will give you a call and we'll all cheer and have a good time that your offer was accepted. So it's the fun part. But for real, step 5 really is where we're going to open the escrow. So usually the morning after an offer is accepted, or the same day depending on what time, we will work with an escrow agent or a company that is stated in the offer, and they will open up the escrow process. Now, what is escrow? Escrow essentially is a middle ground between the buyer and the seller to help facilitate and to make a transaction happen as smoothly as possible, and to protect both the buyer and the seller's property and funds. Now, escrow is usually a process that takes between anywhere from 3 to 4 weeks usually, in most circumstances, although it can go longer and it can be shorter depending on your individual situation and the property in question. Now, step 6 is conduct inspections. Usually while in escrow on the contract that we write, you will have a specified time frame to conduct all and any inspections on the property. What this means is that really it protects the buyer. So there will be, let's say, a 15-day period after offer is accepted in which the buyer can conduct all inspections they wish, and if there is an undisclosed material fact, they can drop out of the offer and have their initial deposit returned. Inspections are really important. There's 3 main types: general home inspection, let's say 4 maybe, roof inspection, pest inspection, and sometimes chimney inspection. But basically what these all do is they help you better gauge the condition of the property that you're putting your hard-earned money into, and basically they empower the buyer to make the best decision possible. Step 7. Step 7 is have an appraisal conducted. This will always be required if you are using a loan to fund your purchase, in which case the lender will want an independent appraisal that they will call out to see the value of the property. The reason for this is because when you're taking out a loan, your property is going to be used as collateral, and they need to make sure that the property you're offering on with the price you're offering is going to be worth market value, and that their loan will, in the case of default, be able to be recouped through the sale of that property by the bank. The appraisal is usually done anywhere between a few days to a couple weeks after escrow opens, depending on the lender, and usually it's a very quick and non-invasive process. It's done in an hour, and it's not really something that you have to worry about as a buyer unless you start offering, large amounts over market value. Step 8 is to receive final approval. So you're almost at the finish line, but not quite yet. But final approval really is going to come down to mainly the underwriter. The underwriter works for the lender, and they basically make sure that all terms and conditions are met to fund that loan. They look at the appraisal, make sure that the value came back acceptable for them, and then they'll also get in contact with the seller or the buyer and basically just state any necessary material things that need to be changed in order to close that loan. And step 9 is to receive your keys. This is the fun part because the house is yours. Everything will be recorded, seller will have their money, and you can move into your new property to start enjoying all the rights and privileges that go with it. And my job is to make sure that you get what you want and that I help you get there.